We are entering an extremely critical period for crypto. Most of you are in the wait and see mode, but you're not really seeing what's going on. These charts are telling us something very important. And if you don't understand them, what's about to happen is going to catch you off guard. The crypto market has never been in a position like this. The US Treasury Secretary supports stablecoins, the SEC is getting clear with their guidance on crypto, and institutional and corporate adoption is at an all-time high. And that's just last month. We're set up for something remarkable once the liquidity finally starts to flow. But when is that going to happen? In this video, I'm going to share some charts that I've never shared on this channel before. I'm going to simplify them and give you the tools you need to understand exactly where things are headed. And then we're going to talk about XRP. The big price moves you're seeing are happening for a reason, and I'm breaking it all down, including some very basic technical analysis that any beginner can adopt. This video is going to be packed with alpha, so hit that like button and let's not waste any time. Here's the total altcoin market cap for the last 5 years, with each line marking June from 2020 to 2025. The pattern is clear. Every June has been the low point for altcoins. This recurring dip happens during seasonal market corrections, profit taking after Q2 rallies, or macro pressures like high interest rates, which impact risk assets like crypto. Historically, altcoins have bounced back strongly, pointing to a strong potential upside in the coming months. And here's something you haven't seen before. It's the total crypto market shown on a log scale. A log scale squishes the chart so we can see both small and huge price moves on the same screen. It shows growth by multiples, not just by dollars, so we can spot patterns more easily over time. Applying some basic TA, the altcoin market cap keeps making higher lows. This is called compression. It's when the prices start getting tighter and tighter in a small range. When price gets compressed for too long, pressure builds up. It can lead to a big breakout, usually with a sharp move up. Altcoin compression is the calm before the storm. And if everything lines up, the storm could be an alt season. But it can't happen without liquidity flowing. We already know that global M2 liquidity is one of the best leading indicators for the crypto market, meaning it can give us an early clue that the bull market might be coming. Analysts typically apply a 10-week lag by the time that money trickles down to risk assets like crypto, and we're at an all-time high. But there's one more thing we need before things get real. A clear sign from the Fed that an interest rate cut is on the horizon. Lower interest rates typically boost risk assets like altcoins by lowering borrowing costs and encouraging investment in speculative markets. The odds of a rate cut in September are now 71%, which is very strong. And the smart people over at Morgan Stanley are expecting another 7 rate cuts next year. So once the party gets started, it won't be stopping anytime soon. When things start to progress, we're going to see altcoins strongly outperform Bitcoin, and XRP is no exception. We're already seeing some crazy price action. But before we jump into the chart, one quick thing for all you crypto traders out there. I always get asked about my favorite exchange to use, and the truth is, I don't have one. There's just too many hacks and downtimes to just rely on a single platform. Even exchanges like Coinbase have had major outages all the time. That's why I use over 10 exchanges. And one of my main ones is WEEX. They have some of the lowest fees in the game, and getting started is as easy as signing up with an email. You can follow the link in the description to learn more for a special bonus. With that being said, let's get back to XRP. So here's the chart right in WEEX. They have TradingView integrated into the platform, so I can do all my TA right here. We've seen XRP come up about 4% in the last week or so. Bitcoin is holding steady, so that gives altcoins somewhat of a stable base. And there's been bullish news around the SEC lawsuit and ETFs that I'll get into a little bit later. I'm definitely not a TA expert, but I'm going to show you some basics that you can try yourself. One of the goals with TA should be to identify the trading range for the token that you're looking at. The easiest way to do this is to draw a line across the last few points. You'll notice that I skipped over the big dip here. I consider that to be an outlier because we have had some geopolitical jitters on June 22nd that caused a bit of a sell-off. Next, we'll draw a line across the last few peaks. Does this pattern look familiar? We're seeing that compression again. The trading range is getting smaller and smaller, and the pressure is building. But this is called a descending triangle, and it's traditionally a bearish pattern. The line going down shows the lower highs and means that sellers are getting more aggressive, willing to sell at lower prices over time. The straight line at the bottom shows the consistent bounce points at a fixed support level. Buyers are defending that price, creating a firm floor where demand kicks in. Understanding trading ranges is key for any trader because it helps you figure out your entry and exit points. Now, the most important question is, what comes after this descending triangle? I'm going to give you two scenarios. But before I do, I want to remind you that I'm not a financial advisor and this video is for educational purposes only. Crypto is extremely risky, so proceed with caution. Always do your own research and make any moves very carefully. Now, let's first cover the bullish scenario. Even though this is a bearish pattern, the macro environment and bullish news for XRP could trigger an upward breakout. If we see the price start to move above the downward blue line with a strong volume spike, it would mean a bullish reversal. But there's also the bearish scenario. In the current downtrend, the price falling below the flat support would mean a bearish continuation. Keep in mind that technical analysis isn't a crystal ball, and we always have to look at the bigger picture to understand things, especially if we're trying to make a prediction. If you're finding any of this helpful or insightful and want to go deeper down the rabbit hole, then you should consider joining the FireHustle VIP Discord. I'm there every single day talking to all of you and working with my team to deliver some of the best crypto education. Market updates, macro analysis, technical analysis, portfolio updates, and a lot more. So check out the link down below if you're interested. And speaking of market updates, let's shift gears and talk about the latest news that has driven the recent XRP price action. This news also builds the foundation for the potential bullish reversal scenario that we just covered. The first one is the big one. On June 27th, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse announced that Ripple would withdraw its appeal in the long-running SEC lawsuit. He's accepting a $125 million civil penalty to end the legal battle. The SEC also dropped its appeal, finalizing the resolution on June 28th. This settlement officially confirms XRP's non-security status. This drove a big price boost for XRP along with strong whale accumulation. Wallets holding over 1 million XRP hit an all-time high of 2,850 holders. This news is massive because it removes a major hurdle, boosts investor confidence, and paves the way for spot XRP ETF approvals. US regulators have already approved 3 XRP futures ETFs. On June 26th, Canada launched the Purpose XRP ETF, which is the first spot XRP ETF in the country. It's listed under the ticker XRPP. The ETF is held in a cold storage with custodians like Gemini and Coinbase and offers Canadian dollar hedged and US dollar options for registered investment accounts like TFSAs and RRSPs. With the SEC settlement cleared, there's even whispers that BlackRock might pursue a spot XRP ETF, with Polymarket estimating a 78% chance of that happening by the end of the year. These ETFs are gonna make XRP more accessible, which means more demand from institutional and retail investors. And even Europe has its eyes on XRP. The European Central Bank, or ECB, announced on June 25th that the XRP ledger was chosen to be utilized in its 12-month digital euro pilot program that starts this month. The ECB president talked about Ripple and XRP ledger's important role in advancing digital euro initiatives. This is big because it positions the XRP as a key piece of infrastructure for central bank digital currencies. A partnership with the ECB is no joke. It validates the technology and gives it credibility and adoption in the global financial system. All of this is very bullish. Yes, it's reflected in the price action, but if you were to just rely on TA alone, you'd be missing the bigger picture. But as good crypto analysts, we have to make sure we're always looking at the bear case as well. XRP does have its challenges, and in this bull run, the attention and liquidity are going to be shared with other heavy hitters like Ethereum and Stellar, who are big players in the payments and DeFi world. Not to mention every other altcoin that's fighting to be this cycle's big winner. Another factor is Ripple's monthly unlock of 1 billion XRP. This adds sell pressure, making it harder for the price to break resistance. They have a plan to release everything by the end of 2027, but they've made changes to the schedule a few times already, so we'll have to wait and see. And if we look on chain, not many people are using the XRP ledger right now. New wallets, transactions, and activity are low, but it's possible that the recent bullish news will open the doors for actual chain usage. So although there's a ton of bullish news, there's also things to keep an eye on and research. When it comes to crypto, nothing is guaranteed and anything can happen. We have to roll with the punches. Keep analyzing the charts, apply some basic TA, build your trading ranges, make your price predictions, and most importantly, keep improving when it comes to your knowledge and skill set. When it comes to XRP, I'll be putting out regular videos with all of the updates. If you're enjoying this content, don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you know exactly when I drop the next video. Everything in crypto is extremely time sensitive, so you have to stay on top of the latest news and analysis. And one more thing, just because I'm talking about a project doesn't mean you should just blindly invest all of your money into it. None of what I talk about is financial advice. Please make sure to always do your own research and understand what you're getting into before making any investment decisions. That way, you're well informed of the opportunities and risks. If you're interested in learning more about projects I'm watching closely, then come and join me in the FireHustle Discord. You can find the link in the description below. And if you want more videos like this, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.